On Global TV News Express, President Tinubu removes 5% telecoms tax. And business capital projects crumble as states cut spending. And on the foreign scene, a monsoon rains kill over 400 in Pakistan, sweep away villages. And in sports, AS Roma signed Leo Barley on loan from Aston Villa with €22 million buy option. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. President Bola Tinubu has permanently abolished the controversial 5% excise duty on telecommunication services, a move aimed at easing financial pressure on consumers and businesses in Nigeria's digital economy. The announcement was made by the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Aminu Maida, during a media briefing in Abuja. Maida confirmed that the excise levy, initially suspended in 2023, has now been officially removed under reverse national tax laws. The Residents Electoral Commissioner of the Federal Capital Territory, Aminu Idris, has urged residents to take advantage of the ongoing online continuous voters registration exercise ahead of the FCT Area Council election slated for February 2026. Topsy Gimba reports.
Appearing as a guest on Face the Fact, a news and current affairs program in Abuja, the FCT Resident Electoral Commissioner Aminu Idris described the response to the online continuous voter registration as impressive. According to him, many young Nigerians who recently turned 18 should embrace the opportunity on the very first day of the exercise. Idris expressed confidence that the exercise in the FCT will also record great success.
We have started the process. I think it's going to be done in phases. The Commission announced that it will be phase 1 will start from 18th August to 10th December 2025. That's the phase 1. After the phase 1, there will be a display for people to come and check whether their names, their age, and everything is captured properly. And then, of course, the cards will be produced for that phase 1.
He warned against multiple registrations, noting that the system has built-in checks to detect and nullify such attempts, describing them as efforts in futility.
We start slow with this type of process. As we are getting to the terminal dates, people all come out. It is normal. We have experienced this so many times. The turnout usually increases and you get to the end of the period provided for the exercise. Yes. So we expect that and we are planning for that.
Now, the Resident Electoral Commissioner also assured Global Televisions of INEC's continued partnership in ensuring electoral messages reach the grassroots. Topsy Gimba, Global Television News.
The federal government, in partnership with the Federal Capital Territory Administration, has stepped up efforts to expand infrastructure and provide residents of the capital city with clean, safe water. As part of the renewed Hope agenda, the FCTA has commissioned the rehabilitated Phase 2 water treatment plant at Lower Usama Dam in Yushafa. Kabir Hassan tells us more.
The commissioning ceremony at the Lower Usama Dam drew dignitaries who praised President Bola Tinubu's commitment to ensuring water availability across Abuja. For years, the dam has been a major water source for the FCT, but with a growing population and rising demand, Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, says the newly completed Phase 2 treatment facility will boost supply and maintain safety standards and ease water scarcity.
But by the New Hope agenda of Mr. President, the directive was given that water is life, water is an essential service that we must have to carry out to the residents of Abuja. And this Phase 2, very important because it will increase the carrying capacity and of course will improve water supply to the residents of Abuja.
Minister of State for the FCT, Maria Mahmoud Bunkure, described the project as a proof of government's resolve to improve basic amenities stressing that access to clean water is a fundamental right.
This is an effort for us to provide a sustainable access to clean, potable and safe water for the residents of FCT. On behalf of His Excellency Barrister Ezenwo Nyensu Wike, the people of FCT and also good people of FCT in general, I want to express our gratitude to His Excellency Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Asiwaju.
The contractors assured that the facility will operate at full capacity, delivering durable service to residents of the FCT.
We are proud of the successful completion of this rehabilitation works, for which we are confident that the quality of potable water will now meet, if not exceed, international standards, thereby enhancing the well-being and quality of life of the citizens. We wish to extend our deepest appreciations to His Excellency Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR.
The commissioning of the water treatment plant is expected to mark a turning point for water distribution in Abuja, with government assuring residents of improved access to clean water. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, says the various challenges facing soldiers will be addressed squarely. He noted that with the support of the President Bola Ahmed-led federal government, concerted efforts are on the make to make life better for soldiers and their families. Oluyede stated this while answering questions from newsmen at the end of the three-day visit to the headquarters of the Nigerian Army 6th Division, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Hundreds of rice farmers in Yori, Ngaski, and Shanga local government area of Kebbi State have been drowned into despair following a devastating flood that washed away farmlands worth millions of naira. The flood, triggered by an overflow of the river Niger coupled with heavy rainfall, has submerged vast hectares of rice fields, dashing the hopes of farmers who had invested heavily in anticipation of a bumper harvest. The International Federation of Red Cross has urged Nigeria's private sector to step in and support humanitarian efforts following a funding shortfall occasioned by the exit of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The call was made in an interview with Global Television as part of activities commemorating this year's World Humanitarian Day. An interfaith organization, Faith and Freedom Africa, has called for greater unity and respect for freedom of religious beliefs in Nigeria. Stakeholders say this is key to strengthening national oneness and reducing communal clashes. The call was made at the Freedom of Religion or Belief Stakeholders Seminar held in Abuja. Our correspondent, Anete Patrick, reports.
Cases of human rights violations are on the rise globally, with religion often at the center of conflicts. Freedom of Religion or Belief says forum like this aims to tackle religious extremism and intolerance in Nigeria. Addressing participants, Nigerian contractor for Faith and Freedom Africa, Felix Samari, stressed the need to uphold the constitutional right to freedom of religion as a foundation for peace and unity.
The idea of FOB is to ensure that everyone, whether you are a minority, you are protected to practice your own religion. And so what we do in Faith and Freedom is to educate people more on this fundamental right. And so that the majority religion, wherever they found themselves, they will also be aware that it is the right of the minority to practice their religion.
Religious leaders from both the Christian and Muslim faiths agreed that intolerance must be addressed from the grassroots, warning against the imposition of beliefs and the dangers of fake news, which fuels mistrust among citizens.
If you are sincere as a human being, you should be able to understand that there are some things that you cannot change. You and I happen to practice perhaps happen to be practicing the religion we practice today because our parents practice that religion. And we should know that we cannot be the same in all ramifications. So when you have this understanding, this should be able to propel you to understanding that we are in a global community where we have diverse views or on opinion, on association.
Religious intolerance has been a driver of violent conflicts, like we mentioned. So peace and security, very important. It matters that we should be at peace with each other. In fact, it promotes good governance. This democracy that we are talking about, if we do not have freedom of religion, which is one of the major fundamental human rights, then there won't be any democracy that we are claiming that we have any democracy. So also speaking, Professor Daudu Abubakar, a lecturer of religion and philosophy at the University of Jos, noted that religious leaders remain highly trusted in communities and must use their influence to promote tolerance and unity.
This project is very important in such a way that it will bring enlightenment to people to understand the need, to understand one another, and also give people the chance to practice what they believe. Islam and Christianity, especially as dominant religions, none of them emphasize that all people must belong to one religion.
Stakeholders therefore charge Nigerians to embrace mutual respect, unity, and peaceful coexistence, while organizations like FOB continue to champion conversations around the right to freedom of belief and religion. Aniet Patrick, reporting for Global Television.
We apologize for that very short break. News Express continues. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma says his administration remains committed to delivering quality infrastructure. The governor gave the assurance while expecting key projects in Owerri, including Concord Hilton Hotel, Emmanuel Iyaunyaun International Conference Center, and the Assumpta Flyover. Imo State correspondent Amarachi Ibe completes the story.
At the Concord Hilton Hotel, Governor Uzodinma noted that reconstruction work is already transforming the facility into a modern hospitality landmark. He stressed that the project, once completed, will significantly raise hospitality standards in the state.
I'm almost sure that before the month of November, the hotel will be ready for servicing and open to the public. Which to me is a very big achievement because Imo people are very happy and excited with the recovery of this facility and what is more, attracting a world-class chain like Hilton Hotels to manage the hotel. I think it is okay.
The governor also visited the Emmanuel Iyaunyaun International Conference Center and the Assumpta Flyover. He highlighted milestones achieved at the conference center and pointed to the steady progress on the flyover superstructure, drainage and access road. He applauded contractors for maintaining both quality and timelines.
The center is world class. You also you saw for yourself the quality of construction demonstrated at the flyover at Azomta roundabout. So, and what is more, that the job is being completed within record time is also very encouraging. We will do more. We need to recover and address all the infrastructural gaps that exist in Imo State so that we can have a very robust economy that will really lead to prosperity we appreciate.
Governor Uzodinma appreciates the sustained support from the federal government, saying that Imo State is on a course to witness a new phase of development, thereby improving lives of its residents. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe reporting for Global TV News.
In business stories now, procurement delay, worsening insecurity, and rising cost of goods and services have emerged as major reasons several state governments failed to meet their capital expenditure targets in the first 6 months of 2025. Findings from state second quarter budget implementation reports indicate that capital spending across many states remained significantly below expectations, despite ambitious budgetary provisions designed to accelerate infrastructure growth. A fresh breakdown of state government expenditure between January and June 2025 showed that 31 states collectively disbursed 2.75 trillion naira for capital projects. Reports in a publication by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission indicate that over 3.5 billion barrels of oil and condensate reserves are locked in an undeveloped field across different basins in Nigeria. At the current average price of $65 per barrel, the reserves are valued at about $227.5 billion, translating to a staggering 341.25 trillion naira when converted at the exchange rate of 1,500 naira to a dollar. The 2025 budget has a deficit of over 13 trillion naira. The fiscal plan makes provisions for 13.64 trillion naira in recurrent expenditure, 23.96 trillion naira for capital projects, 14.32 trillion naira for debt servicing, and 3.65 trillion naira for statutory transfers. In a move to strengthen Nigeria's economic fundamentals, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has held a strategic meeting with the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, in Abuja. The Director of Information and Public Relations of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Mohammed Manga, in a statement in Abuja, indicated that the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zoch Adedeji, was also in attendance. The engagement focused on deepening coordination between monetary and fiscal authorities to sustain microeconomic stability, strengthen investor confidence, and unlock private sector growth. On our foreign scene now, more than 20 people have died in a territorial spell of monsoon rain in Pakistan, where downpours have swept away entire villages over the last week, killing more than 400. The National Disaster Management Authority says 11 people died in the touristic northern region of Gilgit-Baltistan and 10 others in Karachi, in financial capital in the south, due to urban flooding that caused house collapses and electrocution. Schools remain closed in the city of more than 20 million as the Meteorological Department predicted more rain till Saturday. A senior Israeli official says the government stands firm on its call for the release of all hostages in any future Gaza ceasefire deal. After Hamas accepted a new truce proposal, mediators are waiting an official Israel response to the plan. A day after Hamas signaled its readiness for a fresh round of talks aimed at ending nearly 2 years of war. Iran says it is prepared for any new Israel attack, announcing it has developed missiles with greater capacities more than those used during the recent 12-day war. Defense Minister Aziz Inzarades reportedly announced that the missiles used in the 12-day war were manufactured a few years ago. In sports now, as Roma have signed Jamaican international winger Leon Burley on loan for Aston Villa, the Serie A club said. In the statement, Romans said they have an option to make Burley one-year loan move permanent, reportedly for a fee of 22 million euros, $25.6 million, 19 million euro. Burley, 28, arrives in Italy after 4 years as Aston Villa, where he scored 22 goals in 144 appearances. Fulham's goalkeeper Fabio Massio has claimed the record for most competitive appearance in men's football. When the Brazilian played for 1,391 first time, the 44-year-old on Saturday equaled the landmark held by former England stopper Peter Shilton. And Fabio has now gone one better following a 2-0 win over Colombia's American Gil at the Mercenaria de Rio de Janeiro. World Wrestling Entertainment WWE superstar Naomi Trinity Fatu, a two-time women's world champion famed for her field, the Glow persona, has announced she is expecting her first child with husband Jimmy Uso. The couple, who have been together for over a decade and married since 2014, shared the news during the Night Raw in August 2025. The Philadelphia crowd erupted as Naomi placed her women's world championship belt in the ring, confirming she would relinquish the title due to her pregnancy. As Global TV News Express comes to an end, here's a recap of our top stories again. On Global TV News Express, we brought to you that President Bola Tinubu has permanently abolished the controversial 5% excise duty on telecommunications services, a move aimed at easing financial pressure on consumer and businesses in Nigeria's digital economy. In business, in a move to strengthen Nigeria's economic fundamentals, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has held a strategic meeting with the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, in Abuja. And on the foreign sea, more than 20 people have died today in a territorial spell of monsoon rain in Pakistan, where downpours have swept away an entire village over the last week, killing more than 400. And in sports, Fulham's goalkeeper Fabio has claimed the record for most competitive appearances in men's football when the Brazilian played for a 1,391st time. And that's it on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.